If you are going to summarize your story, what are the three major points you are going to bring out?
The first point here is just do you. Make sure you are not engaged in any illegal stuff, because the truth of the matter is I had the opportunity to engage myself in illegal stuff because they are all around me. All those Yahoo thing and all of that. So they are all around me. So I had the opportunity to do all of those stuff. But I'm unconscious, no dreaming, because we are outside to feed the home, not we are outside to scam people to feed the home. And more reason why I would say that one you should take it out. Your business, just make sure you grow, make sure you skill, find a way to do something challenging. You need to also study your environment. If you're already feeling too big in that environment, in that room, then you are in the wrong room. There are some people, if they give them 10 million or 10 billion now, just give them another 10 years, 5 years, they will not be able to recall the capital, not even profit today. So we need to start to rewire our mindset towards the legit side of doing things, of doing business. So that is why I tell my people, most especially my own staff, that you can actually grow from that little piece of resources you have. Just make the best use of it and don't waste it.
Every successful person has one decision they can trace everything back to. Welcome back to Behind the Listing, brought to you by Rehoboth Hills International Limited. I remain Jennifer Obianoju, and this is Season 2, Episode 10. Today, we have an amazing guest that will be telling us all about the best investment decision that changed his life, the timing, why it succeeded, the impact, and also the takeaways. And with me, I have my co-host, the MD and the CEO, Rehoboth Hills International Limited, Dr. Ezekiel Shojupe. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Jennifer, for having me. I really appreciate it.
Okay, sir, please, we'd like you to, introduce our guest and tell us.
Hello, everyone, audio viewers from everywhere you are watching us from in the world. You are welcome once again to this episode of Behind the Listing podcast by Rehoboth Hills International Limited. Thank you so much for always joining us, and we appreciate you. And today with me in the studio, we have somebody of timber of caliber, my brother and my friend, somebody that is so personal to me. We've been through a lot together. We've done a lot of things together. And today he's here to also share us his insights about the industry, about real estate, about sales, about investment, and a lot of other things. And this person is no other person than the MD and CEO of Lifescape Global Investment Limited, in the person of Mr. Ojo Ibrahim Timileyin of Lifescape. Say hi to.
Hello. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
For joining us.
Coming out. Thank you so much for being on this podcast. And so let's get into it. So I like our culture on this podcast. For all our guests, we always like them to share their story. I used to tell people that there is no glory today that is without a story. You didn't just come and just be anonymous, or you didn't just come, or Lifescape didn't just come up. Then definitely there must have been a story, and I'm so sure we know ourselves very well. We were not like this 5 years ago. We were not like this 7 years ago. We know, at least I know some bit of the story. But I think it's not a norm in this generation that they just see somebody doing well and they think it is just rocket science. They don't see the hard work behind this camera. They don't see the consistency. They just believe that some people made a lot of things. They made some things overnight. In fact, it's now becoming a trend. Just like what we had like some weeks ago about Olodo uprising and all those stuff, I know a lot of young people just feel that there's no place. In fact, as now nobody expect the place of hard work anymore. They just believe that just make the money. They don't care how you make it, or they see somebody that is doing well and they don't really know the story behind the glory. So please, just share with us your story. Are you from? If you are from a rich home, let us know.
Okay.
If your daddy is a let us
You said
know.
I too.
If you're born with a silver spoon, let us know. If you just let us let us your humble background and how far you've
I'm still
come,
very humble. Just be humble background.
how you started, and how you are able to get to where you are today with the help of God. So
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, MD Rehoboth. I really appreciate. And thank you so much, host. Well, I'm still humble because I've not gotten to where I want to be yet. So we are still trying, we are still pushing. But what I can say change everything is basically investment in myself. Because we bought properties, we've done investments, in properties and all. But then what I can really say that that is in me that actually fuel all of these things that we are doing, all of these things I am doing, all of these things I am, all of this initiation, uh, all of this great things that people are seeing out there, that Lifescape stands for, is basically investment in myself, right? Because I could remember that period whereby we find it so very difficult to sell. I always try as much as possible to avoid sales. I always try as much as possible not to get myself involved in sales, because I feel like I'm a very shy person. I don't know how to sell. I don't know how to talk to people. So I don't know how to have more like a confrontation. I don't know how to do all of those things. So, and I always ask myself, how will I get myself involved in sales? If I cannot do all of those things, automatically I can sell, right? So let me just say, basically, I sold my way up to this point, and I'm still selling my way to the point I want to be, because obviously I'm not there yet, right? So, I want to believe sales is everything that actually changed all those things you are seeing.
Fantastic. So I think I want you to be more explicit, break it down. How did you get into real estate? What were you doing before you got into real estate? I think there's a point I know you used to be a barber, those days in
stylist,
school.
right?
So tell us more of your story.
If you want to touch it up, you
Well,
say stylist.
So tell us.
Baba.
So tell us what you used to do before. How did you get into real estate?
Yeah.
And when you got into real estate, how did you know, this is what I need to do to make or to live the kind of lifestyle I want?
Okay. So the thing is, I've always had this real estate background because my dad used to be a contractor, right? So my dad used to be a contractor. He had like different bricklayers, guys. So I know that this man, if not guide, but I reason say, okay, one or two, they enter, right? So I know that this, when it comes to real estate, there's money in real estate, obviously, but you have to do the work. People tell themselves out there that there's money in real estate. Some people will say, oh, I want to do real estate by force and all of that, but they don't tell them the work behind it. So I already had that, mindset from the beginning, from when I was little, that, oh, there's money in real estate, right? So, but I could not get in because I don't have the access, I don't have the knowledge, I don't have the money that, in my head, I thought I need to have that money before I could get into, the real estate side. So, I got into Unilag. There was nothing, I had to sponsor myself, had to do, the normal student thing, right? And, no funds, nothing. So I just had to find something doing. So then I engaged myself in different kind of trade, right? I've done selling of clothing, I've done selling of shoes, selling of, even down to hairstylist. When we want to touch it up, we'll say hairstylist, right? Well, for you washing in Apapa. Yeah, so, I do I do cut students' hair,
In school.
Yeah, style their hair, and then some people even negotiate from 150 to 100 naira, right? So some people bring their friends, will count it like, okay, 3. They'll say 3 for 200 or 3 for 250, something that's supposed to be 300, So I did all of those things in school, and even towards my year 3, I think, I was able to I got the opportunity to attend trainings, to attend all those seminars with UVRG and some other brokerage firm like that. And then I was able to listen to some of the, nuggets they shared in that training. I know that, okay, this is something that people are doing, right? And I just need to find my way to also partake in this whole thing. So the shocking thing is, when I got to the stage of now starting, and I realized that I still have to confront people. I have to sell. I have to do, and when it comes to high ticket selling, high ticket sales, it's not all this, please, can you patronize me? You need to really give value. You don't beg for sales, right? So
Or miss client.
so you need, and those kind of sales strategy we use in school. Then we beg them, patronize me, so I'll go feature up all of those things, but it does not work in the real sales sense, in the real sales world. I mean, you want to sell high ticket thing, you need to be very sure that the value you are giving, most especially when these people that will buy high ticket products from you, when they perceive you to be somebody that is not, somebody that is just here to take their money. Somebody that is just here to take their money. They didn't see you as someone of value. They didn't see you as someone that can solve any problem. So they will just, they will just leave you and go somewhere else. So you need to like, I had to get myself in that space of solving solutions. Solving problems. Providing solution to problem and then monetizing solution towards problems, right? So, and that was how the whole thing started. I think it was during my year 3, I had a counter with this guy. I don't remember his name.
Awful.
No, not Pofo. One of our students then.
Okay.
So, and he told me about selling of hostel, selling of bed space and all of that. So, I mean, no way I know if you shook my head. So as far it is legit, I mean, if I'm not going to steal from you, if I'm not going to, get money that is not mine, I mean, if it is business, I'm open, right? So there's nothing like, oh, I cannot do this thing. I will tell you, don't worry. So as far you can just teach me, you can put me through. Hey, I'm ready to learn. So I told the guy, and he put me through on how to, get hostels, how to solve, at least because we have in Unilag Axis, there are hostels around, and there's a lot of hostel accommodation problem, right? So a lot of people, a lot of students need where to stay, right? And they don't have like someone close to them that they can trust with their money to help them get to stay around. So we'll meet with those kind of people. Even then, and me, where they give people stay, I don't get stay. I was actually sleeping in mosque. Yeah, that Unilag said, yes, now.
School, what is that?
I was like, year 1, year 2.
Wow.
Yeah, I was actually
stayed in a mosque.
Yes, now I stayed in mosque. All true. In fact, not inside the mosque corridor. Mosque corridor.
How do you bathe? How do you change your clothes?
No worry. But you guys, if you know bath before 6, you know bath that day. So you have to, wake up early, take your baths. Take your bath around 5:30. That's when they do their our prayer in the morning. So you need to wake up and take your bath. If you know bath, no worry. That day is gone. You go bad day classes. So it's really crazy. So then, I was doing this my stylist thing then, cutting hair for students and all of that, and I'm still doing my hostel accommodation thing on the side. So when they need, that was when people now start getting to know Anonymous, because I coined that name from Anonymous, right? So there's this customer I had then, because me, I don't like to talk. So if they ask me my name, I know they talk, I could just look, I could just tip up myself. He just named me Anonymous. So I just removed that Anonymous. I just removed that An.
Don't put Anonymous.
Yeah, so just that was how I came with
up with that brand Anonymous.
Yeah, that was how I got the brand Anonymous. So then I named my business, hostel business, Anonymous Consulting Firm. So then that was how Anonymous started solving problems, hostel problems in school. I would see one, but okay, don't worry, I can help you get hostel. I can help you do the whole stress, right? And we are going to do the whole stress. Then 10,000 is actually big. They'll give us 10,000 naira commission. I mean, that's. I mean, I know how many hair I'm going to barb before I get that 10,000 naira. Per head, that's 100 naira to 200. So I know how many hair I'm going to barb before I'm able to get 10,000 naira. So that 10,000 naira is actually huge money for me. So I'll just take it and then, move on with my life and then try to get more deals like that. So that was how the whole sales team started. And that was how I was able to get into, some part of real estate, be able to confront, clients and then get into the bigger sales picture, selling properties. And that's how the whole thing, that's how it gets started on the real sales business. Yeah.
Fantastic. If you are going to summarize your story, what are the three major points you are going to bring up?
Well, I mean, the first point here is just do you. Make sure you are not engaged in any illegal stuff, because the truth of the matter is, whether you like it or not, because during that period, I had the opportunity to engage myself in illegal stuff because they are all around me. I mean, all those Yahoo thing and all of that, so they are all around me. So I had the opportunity to do all of those stuff, but my conscience no gree me, because I know the kind of home I came from, and the truth of the matter is, yes, we are outside to feed the home, not we are outside to scam people to feed the home, right? So, I mean, there's difference between you doing your legit hustle, feeding your home, and then you going outside, scam people, make other people cry, and then to feed your home. So, let me. There was a time I was actually thinking in that direction, but sincerely speaking, my conscience no reach. Yeah, my conscience no reach. So I just had to face the normal way of doing. Who am I to judge anybody, right? So I'm just talking about my own self. Yeah. So I don't know how it feels for others, right? So, and I don't want to know, right? So everybody should just do their thing. But for me, this is just how I feel. So I don't always feel okay
when you try to scam somebody or do illegal stuff.
Do illegal stuff. So more reason why I would say that one, you should take it out. And then your business, just make sure you grow, make sure you scale, find a way to, do something challenging. Me, I can't do one thing for too long. It will get, at long lines, I will get bored, and I would want to do something more challenging. So always find yourself in another challenge. When you take risk, don't worry. And that risk gets successful, go and take another risk. So that's one way to push forward, that I believe, right?
So you always give yourself challenge.
Yeah, I always give myself challenge, because that is one way to go. You cannot be stuck on one spot. So you will not grow that way, right? So, and again, you need to also study your environment. So the environment, if you're already feeling too big in that environment, in that room, then you are in the wrong room, sincerely, because you need room that you can be challenged, whereby they will put you. In fact, you will see yourself as the lower, as the lowest person in the room, right? And you'll be able to pick from this person, pick from this person, pick from this person, and then. So I'm not saying for those of us that we've at least had one or two change, we should now leave beyond all those our guys, understand? So you can bring them forward. The ones that are ready to join you in the game, bring them forward, pull them through, and the ones that what they are just, looking for is how to bring you down with all of their suggestion and all of those things. Then you can find a way to just,
keep them afar.
To just keep them afar. So basically, that is what I'm going to advise, because the truth of the matter is, if you have the money today, there are some people, if they even give them capital, just give them, if they give them 10 million or 10 billion now, just give them another 10 years, 5 years. You will not be able to, they will not be able to recall the capital, not even profit.
You mean they'll go back to where
they will go back. They will definitely go back. So because the whole thing is
a mindset.
It's a mindset thing. It's a mindset thing. So we need to start to rewire our mindset towards the legit side of doing things, of doing business, right? And then I think with that, you'll find there's always a way to scale, right? There's always a way to scale. You cannot go from 1 now, move to 100 almost immediately, right? So there are stages, there are steps, there are process. So you take the process and then make sure that you find your own peace and your own happiness in what you are doing. Because if there's no peace, if there's no happiness, if there is no inner peace in all of those things, it won't really interest you. And at that point in time, you won't finish one. You'll start looking for another one to do. So you will be doing unfinished business here and there. And before you know, you will not grow in one. So just pick one, do it well, scale from that side. If you want to now move to another side of the business or another thing, I mean, we moved from hostel accommodation to renting major house, in Lekki Phase 1, in Yaba, down to Aja. Then we moved to sales, right? After moving to sales, then we realized that, okay, we've gathered one or two capital. Okay, we can actually solve problem by also getting a product people can buy. So we get into that stage, getting a real estate product. Then we now realize that, okay, this land, some people actually need a space to stay. They need property to buy for investment and all of those things. Then we get into that stage too. And now we are on the hospitality side now, trying to get people, apartments for shortlet and all of those things. So that is how you move, you keep scaling, you keep moving and all of this. From one project to two projects to three projects, from not even having opportunity to have a company, talk less of having a project. So to this point. So basically you be scaling like that. So you cannot just wake up one day and say, oh, you want to just blow off it step by step. So some people, they want that greatness, but they are not ready. They are not ready to do the work. So that is why I tell my people, most especially my own staff, that you can actually grow from that little piece of resources you have. Just make the best use of it and don't waste it. And we now, we have a lot of guys that we are all still younger, right? So majority of us would think we always have that thinking that, oh, there's still time. So just look at that time and look at the next 20 years. Look at that business you are running. Look at how that business, structure that business, how that business is going to grow in another 20 years. So
fantastic. So tell me, talking about growth, tell me over the years, how have you been able to, what are the things, you talk about investing in yourself, right? Which simply means a personal growth. So tell me, what are the things you do that help you grow in business, in your personal life? What are the things that actually metamorphosed you into the current animals that you are now?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, I was able to get myself strictly involved in sales because I believe sales is a game of number, right? And some people will be like, oh, they want to do sales, but they are not really, 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 really getting involved strictly in that part of sales, right? So you want to get money. You need to be a solution to someone else's problem before money can come to you, right? So for you to be able to perform well in sales, you need to have a product that you know that when you sell this one, it can change your life from point A to point B. So that was what I did. I won't lie, because the truth of the matter is, I looked at my other businesses like, okay, I have a salon and I have some other things that I'm doing. And I look at it that, okay, I really want to grow within this period, within like maybe 2-3 years to this point of my life. Like, I want to, have a property, I want to have a family, I want to do all of those things. So how can I, move into that realm of life? So, and I thought of it that, okay, this real estate can actually profile this solution for me if I am ready to do it the right way, if I am ready to put all my energy into it, right? If I'm ready to learn the right skill. Yes, and I was able to do that. So then after I was able to get the form I was able to get the form that, okay, I can grow from this point to this point, just taking the sales thing serious, right? Then all my other teams that joined me, I imbibe that culture in them that you can actually do this. And good number of them are actually doing well now. They're actually doing well. Some of them now, they own their own apartments. Some of them, I can even tell you that some of them bought house recently. Yeah, some of them bought the house recently. So
Some people that you taught.
yes,
Okay.
yes. So I mean, that's just it.
So basically, you invested in selling more. So basically, how did you do your personal development? Do you read books? Do you go attend conferences?
Well, yeah. So I read books. I read books, listen to podcasts, listen to, people that I look up to, right? So I look at their way of life. I look at how they do things. I look at how they structure their business. And one thing is, you can look at all of these people and still not be able to figure out your life, right? If you are not able to network with the right set of people, right? Some people now, they are too stingy to their self to not even spend on their business. So there are some people, they are stingy to themselves to even buy some clothes or buy some things for themselves. You can never do. They are making some money, right? But to scale, yeah. And when you want to scale, you need to spend. You need to spend. You need to do some certain thing, some certain thing in your business, right? Some people even find it very difficult to run ads. They find it very, very difficult to run ads. Just pick up 1 million, 2 million to put in your business is the problem, right? And you cannot scale like that because you need visibility. So I realized that for me to actually get to, actually make use of all of those things that I've read, all of those things that I've listened to, all of those things that I've, watched, I need to use all those knowledge on people. So, and how do I get people to use those knowledge on? I need to be visible, right? I need to be visible. I need to get people. I need to get, more contacts. I need to get, more people to talk to about my product, about myself. I hope you're getting me. So, and that's how the whole thing changed. Some people now, they even have more knowledge than I do in this business. A lot of people have, and they are not, they are still trying to figure out their first sales, or figure out their next big sale, or figure out their next big, stage in the business. But what will literally help you get all of those things is visibility. When you are able to leverage on your visibility, you are able to leverage on the numbers you have. That is what actually helped me. Reading. There's one thing I think is it 3C? Yeah, I think it's 3 C's. Customers. Contact. Is it contact? Yeah.
3 C's of sales.
Yeah, 3 C's of sales.
Contact, conversion.
Yeah, contacts, conversion, and there's one other one.
Conversion, there's one other C.
There's one other C. So I think that one is
Conviction.
no, not conviction. So I just know that there's
Closing.
Closing, yes. So contact, conversion, closing. So you say that this conversion now, this contact is talking about you cannot be an introvert or be an ED person, and you want to have the resources like contacts, right? You want to network with people, so you need to move. You need to let people know you, right? So which is that contact? So you need to get people to use all those knowledge on. So if you read from now to next year, if you don't have people to use that knowledge on, then
Application of the knowledge.
yes, application of the knowledge. If you don't have people to apply those knowledge on, by making them know that, okay, this is what I know, this is the knowledge I have in this business. So it's just as the same thing as someone that does not have any knowledge. Do you understand? So the difference between you that have the knowledge, that you're just quiet, and you that have the knowledge and you're making use of it. You that don't have the knowledge and you that have the knowledge and you're not applying it. Then you guys you are almost the same thing. So In fact, it's not like you are almost there, you are the same thing. That's just the truth. So when you read books, you watch podcasts, you acquire knowledge, you get knowledge, the next thing for you to do is to apply all of those things. So in fact, some people actually, they don't balance the two. Some people, have all those contacts, have all those visibility, they make uh, they make use of social media well. They know all of those things. They know the algorithm to get people's attention, right? Attention is actually the new money, right? So they know how to get people's attention and all of those things, but they don't have the right knowledge to actually push them. So majority of the resources they have are wasted resources, right? Majority of the resources they have are wasted resources. So if you don't balance the two, it's just like saying 0 times 1 equals 0. 1 times 0 equals 0, right? So if you don't balance the two, if the 2 is not 1, 1, it can go. So it will still result back to 0. So when you are trying to get visible, also be sure that when these people come in, I have the right knowledge to actually convert them to money for myself. So that's it.
Fantastic one. Now let's talk about your business, which is the business of real estate that you currently run. Tell us more about Lifescape Global Limited. How are you able to run? You guys are 2 years now, right?
Yeah.
So how are you able to run a lot?
On our way to 3.
Yeah, on your way to 3. How are you able to run a lot in less than 3 years? Like you've done a lot currently. You are doing about 3 or 4 projects, right? You're about to deliver one very soon. How do you sleep in the night? Tell us some stories. Tell us some sweet stuff about the project. How are you able to keep up with the business? How are you able to keep up with different projects in different locations? How do you manage the pressure that comes with this success?
Well, I cannot complain on what I worked and pray for, right? So because I've always wanted this, right? So and yeah, it is. So I just need to, keep up the pressure burning, right? Pressure is a privilege. Abi, how una dey talk am? So pressure is a privilege. So all of those things are the things that I always want to have, right? And though we never reach there, right? So we are still going to that point of having more projects than we do, right? Than we do as we speak. So basically, how the whole thing started as Lifescape started, we started our development with the land banking site and service kind of project, which you're very aware of, right? So and then we now look at it that there's some set of people that need place to stay, that need housing project and all of that. Even some of our marketers need all of those high-ticket projects to sell. So then we moved into, building. So basically, the problems, we encountered during our first project, number one is finance. I mean, if you know face finance, maybe your papa nothing, so or Dangote, right? So I mean, we faced finance because we're not able to get financed on time, right? We're not able to get the time we looked forward on getting funds, finance, we're not able to get it that period. So a lot of disappointment and all of that. So we're able to manage ourselves, use our resources, maximize our resources, the little resources we had, spending the time, people were not able to trust us and and start committing their funds, right? So another thing we face is irregularities from the side of the government. So irregularities from that side, whereby you have to pay this person to get something done. If you don't know this person, you cannot get something done. In fact, if you know this person and you want to know this person, you have to pay this person to be able to know this person. So it is something that is crazy. I mean, it is now a normal thing in this country, whereby you need to when you want to get, when you want to get into that kind of room, you need to make some cash, some budget available for it. Which, I mean, we we learned that in a hard way, right? But here we are. So another thing we face again is theft. Yeah, theft. There's no way you're going to put all of these things in place. One or two thefts will still be happening. So then we didn't even know that the theft is kind of like crazy like this. So but we're able to pay attention
Kind of
to.
theft, though.
I mean, theft more like stealing your materials on site. Artisans. Some artisans now you are going to pay them. Artisans are very troublesome. Artisans are very, very troublesome. In fact, there are times that you know you will pay one artisan to work and you will bring another artisan. You will pay that one lesser, and that one will come to site, and that will be like, oh, you pay me lesser. You didn't know the person that wants the job and all of that, so you just come to site, and then you will just want to steal your stuffs, do all of those things. I think the last time we had experience with theft, it was when someone stole our roll. One of the artisans stole our our
Wow.
AC
Oh,
wire, one roll of it. What about, I think 2 million, 2.5 million thereabout.
one road.
Yeah, one roll of the AC pipe, the AC stuff. So it was crazy. So all those kind of theft, all those, and you that you've done your BOQ, you've done your calculation, you've done
Exactly.
all of those things, and then you start facing all those kind of issues too. So those are the kind of things we face. And then delay, delay from suppliers, vendors, all those things too. We face that. So, I mean, these are problems in construction, but we thank God, alhamdulillah, we're able to, get all of these things done, irrespective of the issue faced. We're able to get to this point of delivering the project. And the project is one of the amazing, in fact, let me say on that street we have the project. I can say Capital Apartments is a project that lightens up the street when the whole street does not have light.
Wow.
Yeah, so is that massive. So I can really, I'm really proud of that project here. And this is more like
Being
a
your first
motivation.
project.
Yeah, being our
Oh.
first building project. So, and this is more like a motivation. I'm kind of motivated. Anytime I look at that structure, I'm kind of motivated to do more. In fact, to even challenge myself to do something more crazier than that. So, and I pray God help us.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're up the complaint. That's a great one. So what's you already said how you're feeling about, you are going to deliver the project on
We're going to deliver a project
Saturday, right? This Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday.
Yeah. How are you feeling exactly? Feeling fulfilled.
It's more like me taking
Finally.
yeah, it's more like me taking a very big
Load.
a big load
Of you.
off my head, and still I want to bring the
More.
bigger one.
Bigger one.
A bigger one. When you want to take out, you want to take off let's say 50 cl, and you want to bring 150 cl. So, but I'm very, very excited. I love the process. I love the fact that I see people build. I always admire people building and delivering, and then I pray one day I'm going to also get to this level. And here we are delivering our first building project, which makes me, have that feeling and have that belief that truly you can always achieve. Yeah, truly dreams come true. You can always achieve everything you envisage to do, all your dreams. Yeah.
Do you think there's any limit to what you can achieve in this world?
So what?
Do you think there's a limit to anything you can achieve in this world?
Our only limit, sincerely speaking, the only limit is more like your timing, right? So there's no limit at all. And the part whereby you're already seeing something that you want that originally with the pace you're going to achieve in 25 years, and you are trying to push forward to achieve that in 5 years. That is the only limit. Only if you understand the time. Yeah, because even real estate works with time development and demand. So you need to understand time. You need to understand that, okay, I need to get to this stage before I get to this stage. But there's no still limit. Because you know that that particular point whereby you are going to, there are some stages you need to pass. So all those things are just more like all those things are more like how can I put this? It's more like a steps. You need to more like you want to go upstairs. You have a duplex. You need to go through the
The
staircase.
process.
So they are more like processes you just need to pass through.
Yeah.
So just enjoy it. Just find your peace in it, and then you're going to eventually achieve whatever thing you want to achieve.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So
Fantastic one. Jenny, do you have
Yes, it's actually been an interesting journey from being a hairstylist and then being a developer, and you're about delivering your first building project in real estate. It's actually a lot. Well, I wanted to ask, because you said you're not the kind of person that talks so much, what actually gave you that confidence to even start selling bed spaces and then to renting and then to real estate? Because I know that you said something about visibility. You have to be able to sell yourself. So what can you say about the confidence? How were you able to build the confidence over the years?
because I know get chest now.
Okay, because of the money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the country, this is the country where we find ourselves, whereby you have to your passion needs to follow money. So I can't blame myself. I mean, and
You had to
I
look for a
just
way.
yeah, I just had to. I just had to. Yeah.
Dynamite.
So I just had to say, before now, I really don't like, facing people talking and doing all of those things. I just want to make my small change and then move on, right? But later I realized that life is beautiful when you have, and you just need to push your way up. You just need to push your way up, and the only available resources for me then is getting into real estate, trying to sell, because I want to believe there are a lot of problems, right? A lot of problems that needs to be solved, right? And me getting into this part of the business, building up myself to solve, then the money will follow, right? So I just decided to, let's learn this thing, because whether I like it or not, I will still get myself involved in sales. Sales is more like everything, because what I was doing initially, I was
You're selling your skill.
I still got myself involved in sales one way or the other, right? It was just that one is so easy. I mean, it's something that people need, and people take advantage of. Oh, this guy is available to do things at a lesser price, so let me just go there. So I really don't talk like that, because I made it extremely way affordable, extremely way cheap for them, right? And they came in. So I didn't regret those days. So those days just built me up to this point. But sales is something that, it is important. You, one way or the other, you are going to get yourself involved, whether you are working for a company, whether you are a staff, whether you have a business. If you are a tech bro, you get involved in sales, because all those
You
your
have to
tech,
sell your products.
all those your tech products, you will need to sell them to, people that will buy it. So it is now how well grinded in sales, that is, how well things is going to be for you. That is the difference, So that's why I just feel like, okay, since I need to get involved in sales, then let me just do it big. Let me just do it well. Let me just learn this thing once and for all, and then, and then get the bag,
That's great. Okay. Congratulations on your upcoming wedding.
Thank you so
And
much.
I also learned that your fiancé is an interior designer.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to know how, I know you guys are already complimenting each other, and that is absolutely beautiful. So I want to know, what kind of legacy do you think you guys are building together as, a real estate developer and also an interior designer?
Well, you see that part. Let me say, it wasn't more like an intentional thing that, I wanted her to be an interior designer. So it's something that she has always wanted. Yeah, she's an aesthetic person, so she loves mixing colors, doing all of those things. So, I mean, just do your thing, and then just make sure you're doing good, doing well. So, and I'm here to support her. So it's not like I really forced her into the kind of industry I am, right? So no, I just want her to be her, to do her thing, make money for herself and all of that, and we're good. to get. So can't you can't marry someone in your industry.
Why not? It's just a very beautiful, complementing each
Yeah.
other and all of that. So I wanted to know, like,
The money is
how
not living the family.
I'm telling you, it's not living exactly.
Well, you
It's,
see all those
it's
compliments,
going in.
how we are complementing our work. It's not something that we've really planned from the beginning.
You don't need to
like,
plan it. It's just something that just has
so
to
it's
flow
just
and all that.
So it's just something that is just flowing on its own. So, I mean, she loves what she's doing, which I'm cool with. So matter you you love what you're doing. I mean, I'm okay. I'm okay. So at any point in time you need me to support or you need me for anything, even when you don't need me, I am here.
So how do you feel like next month you're gonna be married? Like, what's the feeling like? Are you anxious?
Butterfly in your belly.
Butterfly in your
Mama, I mean, yeah, I actually can't wait. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
You're
sincerely speaking,
excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's nice.
I can't wait.
That's nice. That's nice. I really love that. So do you have any question you want to ask him regarding
Yeah, so let's talk more about real estate in Lagos. Yeah, but what's your take? What's your advice for a lot has been happening in Lagos State in recent time. Demolition back and forth, and a lot of investors actually kind of have some kind of fear as regards investing in Lagos. You understand? What are your take about what's your advice for investors around investing in Lagos?
Well, I will advise them to follow where there is more like a driven market opportunities, because the truth of the matter is in Lagos we are the trends people the trends of how people put their money down for investment is based on emotions. You get, so I mean you want to buy apartments, you want to buy building. In fact, we've had like a couple of clients that wants to patronize us, but then they are looking for 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom, and all of that, and we don't have that, right? So I mean, we tell them that this is where our market is being centered. This is where we are the kind of problem we are trying to solve, right? So I want to believe there should be more conference, there should be more meetings, there should be more educational content whereby we teach these people how they can make decision, right? What they need to, the kind of thinking they need to have in their head before they can make decision. The kind of thing you want to do. If you have money, you don't want to waste your money, because it is not everybody that buying property that government is demolishing, right? It is not everybody that. Some people bought property that is not useful to them. So those kind of people also, they've lost their money, right? I mean, property that at the end of the day, in another few years, you are looking for somebody to buy it on outright. I mean, on distress. So you lost your money. So it's not until government come and demolish your house before you lose your money. You can lose your money buying something that you don't need or does not align with your vision, right? So when you look at your vision, you look at the product design, you look at the company, then you can then make your decision. So that is the more like advice I would give people when they want to, invest in Lagos, when they want to buy property, because there are so many properties. And I have a property, right? If I want to sell my property to you, obviously it's going to sound good, right? It's going to sound nice. I can never market my property. I can never downplay what my property can do for you. And same as other developers do. They will not downplay they will not downplay what the property can do for you. I mean, we all will give you the best of the best pitch, right? But the truth of the matter is you need to also look at your vision, match it up with the product design, match it up with the market opportunities the product gives. Then you make your decision. So, and I mean, that is more like the easiest way to lose money aside from the whole documentation, the whole buying properties that you're not supposed to buy. because that one, you are supposed to even know. That one should be more like the major thing you should check first. So, because if you don't lose, there are two ways you can lose money. If you don't lose money through buying the wrong buying property that you are not supposed to buy based on maybe documentation, the property is not in a on the right land it's supposed to be. There are some properties that are on canal that they are not supposed to be. So if you take out that, you can still lose your money. So just make sure that on the documentation part, you are safe. On buying the property that is going to serve you, you are safe. Because if you are safe with documentation and you are not safe with property that can serve you, you will still lose your money. Because at the end of the day, you even be using your property to beg people to come and buy. You get, even at that point whereby the property has reached some certain level of appreciation. But there's nothing like appreciation if the demand, development, and time is not working in real estate, right? There's nothing like appreciation. You can still lose your money because at that point whereby you needed to sell the property, you ended up going for any cash, any this thing they bring to your table, any deal, any offer they bring to your table. So that's it.
So tell me, as a big player in the industry, what policies do you think is against you right now? That if you're opportunity to be probably the governor of Lagos State, what are the policies you think you will change and implement to actually tailor to your business?
Well, you see that part where we first touched is the part of documentation, in part of building approval. Yeah, so now we are working on getting the building approval for our Ikeja project, and I can tell you that the process has been so long. The project has been so
It's not supposed to be
tedious,
like that.
and it's not supposed to be like that. So we need to make sure that there is a way people can, other countries, other developed countries, they have this system whereby you can do your approval, do all of your processing without having to, cut corners, without having to, pay this, without having to
Unnecessary extortion.
unnecessary extortion, without having to do all of those things. Because so these are the things that make some developers actually cut corners. So taking too much of time. Some people, they will even intentionally do it. If you don't go through the you have to know somebody to know somebody to know somebody to do something in this country, and it's not supposed to be so.
Like that.
So government needs to make arrangements for a better structure whereby we'll be able to do things right, sincerely, because even the irregularities is what is causing some developers to be cutting corners, and then at the end of the day, you hear that one building demolished, one building gets demolished or gets collapsed or something like that. So we just need to find a better way on doing that, because once that one is done, I want to believe developers, there will be more encouragement for developers to come into the business, because the truth of the matter is we actually need more people to build. We need more people to build. Lagos is overpopulated, Yes, we know, but we still need more people to actually build, to solve all those housing deficits. Because if I didn't build, the percentage of houses available cannot solve the problem of housing, right? So, and if you keep on building like if 100,000 houses, it will not still solve the problem. For the next, I think for the next 4-5 years, it will not still solve the problem. 100,000 houses every year, it will not still solve the problem, because it is overpopulated to the point of, you will get to some places now, you will see about 5-6 people in a room. You get to some shared apartments that on a normal day should supposed to be 3. Then you'll be seeing, 7-6 in a room. And some people now, they can't even afford the rent at all. They can't even afford it.
So I was going to, do you think it's ever going to be less expensive?
Well, I won't say it's going to be less expensive because the truth of the matter is things, when things go up in these countries,
It never comes down.
it's very difficult for it to come down. In fact, have you ever seen it in the history whereby you hear that one thing go up and then you are now buying it cheaper now? I know. Most especially building material. So they need to just find a way to get, to make us be able to get things, cheaper and also encourage more people because even when we get things cheaper, people are not building. You see, if you are chasing the little ones available, we have like good number of people chasing the little ones available, the little housing unit available. The landlords that own those you know that own those apartments, they will get offers even when they are not when they don't want to increase the price. There are some landlords that they have church mind
Yeah.
that don't want to make things difficult for
For other
people.
people.
But when one tenant is telling you that don't worry, your rent is 3 million, but me I will pay 5 million,
Mm,
you will be tempted to collect it now.
yeah.
So
And then increase.
and then you yourself will be like, oh, for this person to give me this offer, that means
Is what it
is worth it. So I just pray for a situation whereby government help us that we are developing, help us with their processes of doing all of this documentation, so that so because if we are now we are comfortable with all of these things and it's going well for us, it will encourage more people to come in, and then more housing will be constructed and more people will have access to rent all these houses, and then one way or the other is reducing. Do you understand? So I just feel like that is the way forward. That is the way forward.
Okay, let's take it back a bit. So you spoke about processes, how you got to the point where you are now, and to the highlight of this podcast where we spoke about your biggest investment. I know you spoke about processes like you have to get to this point before you get to that point. So at what point in while you were selling properties did you say, okay, now I can become a developer from, what you have gotten from your sales and all that? What was actually the biggest investment flip to get to you being a developer?
The truth of the matter is, I got a lot of backlash with some developers, and I got in a situation whereby you sell for a company, you're bringing your own clients that trusted you for a company, and then at the end of the day, the company actually be the one that cause one or two issues between you and your clients. In your head, you have that light of the whole situation that if you are to be in this shoe, you would have done this to prevent this not to happen. So that was one of the things that actually motivated me to, because I had like good number of my clients that I brought in for some companies that we sold for, and then at the end of the day, we later had one or two issues because not with me but with the company. But obviously, when something happened to this, so I am the middleman here, which I will be the one to get and as a responsible realtor that I am, I will always want to shoulder the responsibility to make sure that my client is in safe hands and all of that, and my clients are satisfied. So I just thought of it that, if I am in this position, I can actually do something like this to serve my clients well. So, and that was how the whole thing started.
That's actually
Oh,
amazing.
fantastic. If we were not doing real estate, what would you be doing?
Well, I'll probably still be selling something. Yeah.
Maybe not
Because
real
I've
estate.
because I've been a salesperson right from the beginning, though it was not I used to be a shy person, right? But I have my ways of making you buy things from me, you know. So I will still do sales. I still do sales.
Okay. That's actually amazing. So it's actually been a very honest, conversation today. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Thank you for actually, opening up to us and all that. So to our audience, until next time, keep growing and keep showing up. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and, hit the follow button. Share it also. Bye.